I need you to do the break, and it's.
I might break it.
You might.
After Don is cowboy.
It's to the music of paradise.
Oh, well, I know that too.
I knew you did. That's why I figured I'd have you. Paradise. It's to the music of paradise.
So that's what you're supposed to do when you get to the casino? You let your paradise roll?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Oh, geez, that is a hot mic. Anyways, little background for this song that I wrote. 50 years ago this year, I graduated high school, right from beautiful Lakewood High School.
They
here.
let you?
They let me graduate. Actually, they wanted me to graduate.
You mean they pushed you out on?
They said, let's get out of here. So anyways, at that time, the place to work was Oldsmobile. You could hire into Oldsmobile out of high school, and you were set for life. That's not the case anymore. Partially due to my work, but still. I started out on the line at Oldsmobile after I had graduated at 75, and I hired in at 81 at Oldsmobile, or at Fisher Body actually, but it's still the same thing. It's General Motors. And I'd had 10 jobs before that, so it wasn't like that was my first job out of high school. Actually, I started out as an auto mechanic.
He ought to learn.
I oughta. But anyways, there was a couple of things that happened during that time that affected Oldsmobile tremendously. One of them was the decision to change our economy from a manufacturing economy to a service economy. And the other big one was NAFTA. NAFTA screwed us over. Simple as that. I'm not going to sugarcoat it or anything. NAFTA was bad. 92 when Ross Perot brought out his, I don't know if you remember the presidential debates then, he brought out his graphs and his charts, and they don't allow that anymore, by the way, at presidential debates. And he said that there was going to be a huge sucking sound of jobs leaving the country, and he was right. I was fortunate. I got in there just in time so that I didn't get bounced all over the country. I worked with many people from all over the country. I worked my first 13 years on the line on production up in paint, and then I got on the apprenticeship in 95. And that was right when GM was putting in the largest installation of robots that they had ever done, that anybody had ever done before that. So at our little Fisher Body plant, which is no longer there. And then by the time I was done at Fisher Body, I was teaching robotics to the other journeymen and to apprentices and stuff. And that's why I do this stuff here. So anyway, this song is about that. It's about Oldsmobile, and that's the name of the song, is Oldsmobile.
You may have worked with my grandpa, well, he's gone now, but Norman LaCrosse.
I might have. When I hired into Fisher Body, there was 7,500 people working there. And when they closed Fisher Body and moved out to the Delta plant, and we just made the car body from the firewall back. When we moved out to the Delta plant, because we were 602, we made the whole car with about 3,200 people. Big change, because Oldsmobile made the chassis and the motors and everything like that. At that time, in 1980, there was 35,000 people employed in Lansing and the surrounding area building Cutlasses and 88s and 98s. And now there are approximately less than 10,000 auto workers in the Lansing area. Now there are other parts made for them, but it wasn't like back then when Oldsmobile made all the parts for their cars. Now they're all shipped in. When 2011 come in, I got put back on the line for about 4 months, still until they got things straightened out. And I could not believe all the parts that we were putting on the cars that were from foreign countries. They were from everywhere but around here. So that's what NAFTA did for us. And this is my song about that little episode.
Took a lot of us auto workers out.
Yeah,
That's right.
it sure did. Okay, this is in D. I better push the button. And this is to the music of Paradise, if you know that song. When I was a child, my family would travel to a Midwestern town where my parents were born. And there's an old factory site that's often remembered so many times that my memories are worn. And Daddy, won't you take me back to Oldsmobile country down by the Grand River where the factories lay? Well, I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Bush's NAFTA has sent them away. Well, sometimes we travel right down the Grand River, talk to those that abandoned old slab down Burlington Way, where the Oldsmobile cars were made by the millions, but concrete and weeds is all that remains. And Daddy, won't you take me back to Oldsmobile country down by the Grand River where our factories lay? Well, I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Bush's NAFTA has sent them away. Go ahead, Roger. NAFTA came along with a promise of goodwill, and they shut down the factories all over the town. Well, they sent the jobs south for corporate profits, and the stockholders cheered as the unions went down. And Daddy, won't you take me back to Oldsmobile country down by the Grand River where factories lay? Now, I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Bush's NAFTA has sent them away. When I die, let my ashes float down the Grand River, past the place where the factories lived and died. I'll be back in the place that made me a living, 'cause the factories are gone and so am I. And Daddy, won't you take me back to Oldsmobile country by the Grand River where the factories lay? Well, I'm sorry, my son, you're too late in asking. Mr. Bush's NAFTA has sent them away. Thank you, thank you.
Thanks, Don.